Hello everyone and thank you for watching Edupedia World videos. In this lecture, we will talk about mass maintenance in sales and distribution module. Many organizations deal with large volume of data. Mass changes to the master data such as the customer or material master or transaction data such as open sales orders are often very wide. To facilitate mass changes, SAP has provides a cross-application mass maintenance tool. The user can choose the object to be changed, like customer, vendor, and so on, and the fields that are to be updated. The changes are then carried out en masse, and the log is displayed to the user. This saves a lot of time and effort in carrying out mass changes. You can access the tool by the transaction code MASS, or you can follow the menu path in SAP menu, Logistics, Central Functions, Mass Maintenance again, and Dialog Processing, MASS. On selection screen, you see two fields, Object Type and Variant Name. Use the Object Type field to specify the object that you want to change. So, as we see here, we see all the lists of object types that we can change. Profit center, materials industry level, materials retail level, business partner, rental units, mass maintenance material, purchase orders, purchase scheduled agreements, purchase contract, customer quotation, sales orders, customer contract, appropriation requirements, purchase requisition, purchasing info record, general ledger account, contract account, logistics system, customers, and vendors. We will now show you an example of making a mass change of the customer master. So you must double click on customers. In variant name, we can choose necessary variant if we have. Right now we didn't save any of the variants. So we will only select object type and after that press execute button. We see the information message. In a mass maintenance, you must decide which tables of an object type are to be changed. It is possible to make changes in several tables at the same time. If you select several tables, only objects that meet your selection criteria in every table will be selected. And procedure message. Only select several tables if for consistency the changes are to be made in all tables at the same time. Otherwise, process the tables in turn, since selecting several tables can slow down the system considerably. You can check Do not display this information again and press Continue. Next, you see the list of all tables here. All tables for customers object type. The screen will display various tables and fields in which customer data is stored. There are two tabs here. Fields, where we can find the list of the fields, and tables, with the list of all tables. So here we can select all the fields that we would like to check or update. You can use the find function to search for the right fields from the list, because it's all the fields here, and sometimes it's very difficult to find necessary field. Go back to the tables, and for example, we can choose KNVV, Customer Master Sales Data. After choosing necessary table, click on Execute button. You see warning message. Please note that many objects can be changed seamlessly in mass maintenance. When you save changes, the system checks them for consistency. They then take immediate effect for all objects chosen. For this reason, please proceed carefully. So check do not display this warning again and press continue. Now you see selection screen, where using this selection screen, you can find records that are to be updated. Or you can use data records to be created for creation of data. Now we will use only data records to be changed. You can press on Choose Selection field and add some additional field. So on the left side you see selection criteria, and on the right side you see the fields that you can add to the selection criteria screen. So we can add price group, and after that press continue. As we see, price group added to our selection screen. We can choose sales organization, sales organization Germany, just for example. And after you entered all necessary selection criteria, you can execute this transaction, and records matching the selection criteria will be listed in the report. So we see that it's a lot of records here. So we need to add some new selection criteria like distribution channel, final customer sales, and press execute again. It's still a lot of records. So click on division. And find just for example automated parts and press execute again. It's still a lot of records. Okay, so display all records. We change some settings. and now it only 27 entries, because in our previous selection it was really a lot of entries and our system shut down. So new selection criteria: sales organization 0001, distribution channel 01, and division 01. And for this sales area we see all these entries, only 27 entries here. Now we can press on select fields and select all necessary fields that we need to see in our output screen. We can add Incoterms, we can add order block for sales area, and press continue. So now we see all our entries for our sales areas. And on the upper window you can specify the new values for each record. So the list allows you to override the values for certain fields that you had chosen earlier. Suppose you have to update all the customers for order block for sales area. So you need to choose order reason. After that, you need to choose field. So we only override order block. After selecting necessary fields and select new value for that field, we can select for which data we need to override our order block. As a default value, as you see, all fields are selected. We can deselect some fields. So in this level of data, we can sort in ascending order, sort in descending order, enter formulas like total, print this list of values, select all entries, deselect all entries, select block of entries, and select with condition with a filter. And the first field is to select fields, as we talked about previously. So now we're ready to make mass change. So now click on mass maintenance icon, and as you can see, your order block value for the upper level copied to the selected customer fields lines. Only on deselected lines we don't see this value. When you update and change values, as you see here, you can press Save button. You see the warning message here. You want to save your changes. They will take immediate effect for all objects chosen. This action cannot be undone. Check on Do not display this warning message again and click on Continue. After the update is carried out, a log file is displayed confirming the change. Now we see that we have all green icons, so it's not a problem, but for one field we have red icon, and it's a problem. So we need to fill required field, kind of a Zug, it's a price item. So it's not necessary for us to do that. We only need to know that this is a lock screen, and here we can see some additional information about our must change. And now we can press back button. We have one more informational message. The transaction operates with internal buffers that are not automatically carried out in order to save the associated reading. These buffers contain the data as it is read from the database and are not carried unless refreshed. We can view this data by invoking the display old values function. The buffers are required in order to check whether all changes have been saved when you exit the transaction or select new data. If the data status is the buffer is obsolete, the system incorrectly informs you of the existence of unsaved changes. The data you change will be shown correctly even if the buffers are not refreshed. And to synchronize the internal buffers with the database, choose the refresh button. Please note that the update task requires a certain amount of time to change all values. Note that in the case of object types that automatically carry with them the last change date, the warning unsaved changes is always issued. So after reading all this message, you can check do not display this warning message again and press continue, and you will not see this message again. And go back. And as we noted earlier, there are two tabs here: data records to be changed and data records to be created. You can use mass maintenance transaction to generate new data records. An example is if you have created general data for a set of new customers and you want to create sales area data from the mass transaction, choose Data Records to be Created tab. On the lower part of the screen, there are fields to specify a reference customer record. By executing the transaction, the fields from the reference customer record will be copied into the new records created. So we need to set the customer reference here. Sales organization for this customer. Distribution channel. Reference distribution channel. And reference division. Here we specify the customer data for which we want to create new data. So after we filled all necessary information, by executing the transaction, the fields from the reference customer record will be copied into the new records created from the upper side of the screen. Go back to the main screen. So we have successfully learned about mass maintenance in Sales and Distribution module, SAP ERP system. Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.